Hey, good afternoon. For this module's video blog, I found an article that very much speaks to what I have been trying to say over the last little bit, that if we don't take everything that we learned throughout the past year and a half and use that for good in our classrooms, then we are missing a huge opportunity. And so I found this article in Edutopia that speaks to that we have become very technology centric since we have moved to virtual learning in response to the pandemic. But as we return to the classroom, then how do we use these tools that we've learned about for good in our classroom? And so I want to highlight a few things from the article that I have copied here. Think back to 2 years ago, terms such as Jamboard and Flipgrid, Screencastify, those were things that we maybe had not even heard of, or that was something maybe that our more technology savvy teachers might use in their classrooms. But now those are common terms for us. That Jamboard is something that we use during remote learning, so that students can collaborate and work together. Flipgrid, so students can respond to us, and we found great purpose in these resources. But our goal then was to, when we were teaching and learning remotely, we were wanting to replicate that collaboration that can happen naturally in our classrooms. And so now we need to use that, because our students, even though we may be back in school, they're still starved for that community, the human interaction, because now they may have their masks on, they may be socially distanced, students may be out on quarantine. So our students are still needing that connection with their classmates. Um, and then looking at maybe before the pandemic, Canvas was something that maybe students used to just submit their work kind of as a way for teachers to remain organized, to collect work, to give feedback, to store grades. But then throughout the pandemic, Canvas was used more, and the article spoke here to it being a filing cabinet where all of the resources were uploaded so that students could access very easily in one place. The calendar was there so that students knew what to do. Um, but then in the writer here reflected on their time in remote learning, how Flipgrid became very important for them to respond to one another, how shared Google Docs allowed students to learn from each other. And so as we look now, how do we use these and other tools that we're learning about for students to collaborate together, for students to create products of their own learning? I did an observation of a teacher the other day, and students moved throughout the classroom and the hallway, and they were reading an article about ancient Mesopotamia. And their task was to make connections to what they were reading to the five themes of geography. And the way that they were doing that is with their partner, they were creating a Google slide deck to answer some questions related to the five themes of geography. And again, I think that's something that post-pandemic students and teachers feel very comfortable with whether it's Google Suite or something like that, so that they can interact with each other and collaborate on assignments. We were very quick to put agendas and things into Canvas so students knew what to expect. And I think that should and will continue. This writer talks about how their planning is smoother now. And I love this quote that yeah, we felt that discomfort with trying to find the best tools and resources to use for students. But this quote says that this comfort now that we feel with that momentary discomfort feels inseparable from my identity as a teacher. And how powerful is that for our own growth as educators and things that we've learned over the last year and a half? And then the writer spoke to the need for us to find that balance between analog and digital resources, and when do we need to have the paper version, and when can that be put online, things like that. And then to summarize the article here, I think our task going forward is to marry what has always worked with those things that we learned about because we had to learn about them over the past year and a half, and making connections back to the bold school text that we are reading. I think that last statement right there, that sums up what a bold school is, how we can take what always worked and now make it even better with the things that we have learned. So if you want to check out this article, the link will be in my post. Thank you.